Hello, everyone, and welcome back once again to Minecraft from the Fog. For the past couple of parts, we've been attempting to turn our house not just into a home, but a machine. A machine meant to tempt, test, and ultimately thwart the evil that's been following us. But at the end of the previous part, they made it clear they're not going to be fooled so easily. As day breaks once more, although apparently not breaking enough because you guys aren't burning up yet, you can see that we've made a couple of visual improvements to our world. Mainly that I've installed shaders, which, if you watch the previous sort of bonus episode, you know I actually took quite a liking to. And I think it's just what this game needs to make it more atmospheric. After all, what's the point of ghost hunting if you don't have atmosphere, right? It's all about the vibes. Now, before I continue too much farther into this, I am going to have to see how it performs first. I've turned some things up, other things down, in an attempt to get this to run a little better, but in the end, if it doesn't record well, I am going to have to go back to a smooth experience. I'm seeing it fine, but sometimes OBS doesn't like this stuff. Now, before we get started with today's adventuring, I want to give a huge shout out to Gold Knight Production. For those who don't know, Gold Knight Production is the creator of the awesome Splatterhouse map that I explored last week. And now they're also the creator of this custom Liberty artwork expressed through maps. How cool is this? They gifted this to me over email, and I only just found out what it was right prior to filming this. It is so cool. I have no idea how you do things like this. The Minecraft community is so unbelievably creative. This is just your day, huh? Getting your own custom portrait made, getting to listen to your favorite song, and getting to hang out with Justice just before you were chilling just on the surface of the water when they got close. Which some of you suggested some constructions related to Justice, which I do think I'll be implementing fairly soon. But wow, these shaders really do make the nights that much more atmospheric, don't they? Now, let's see if we can't see anything from up here. I doubt we'll be able to have a look at the moon because of the fog. But I did see that there was actually an option for it. I don't think disappearing the whole moon was some kind of Dr. Evil scheme on the part of the ghosts. I think it's just an option in Optifine that I had turned off. But sadly, it seems like the observatorium isn't going to be getting much use tonight. Might as well go to bed then. The rain pouring overhead, that creepy music playing in the next room. And as we learned in the last part, we are not even safe here. That thing appeared right at the foot of my bed, right at the door to the crematorium, trapping me inside. Almost seemed like a symbolic gesture, that they're there to see me off into the next world, the world they control. Oh, but with these shader packs, the morning light coming through that front window almost seems comforting, reassuring. Assuring us that we've survived another night. I can't believe how beautiful this old game is able to look sometimes. What such a strong community is able to do for a piece of software. I really feel like it's the community that gives a game continued life. And what better evidence than this image right here? Imagine showing this to ourselves in 2010? Hello, do we have another sign? Wake up. Yeah, I think you might need to wake up. You placed this in a place where I can't even read it unless I look at it from a certain angle. Let's just enchant this old pick with ye old Unbreaking 3. Hopefully that's the last time we have to do this, and we get Efficiency 4. I don't think we'd actually gain anything from combining these two, so I'm going to save the levels and just bring both with me. We need to get back to Insmooth and start exploring that tunnel some more. What is happening? What is happening up there? Nope! Nope, nope, get out! Liberty, are you okay? Oh, we need to seal this off. This is not safe. This is just not safe. Oh my god. My heart is literally beating out of my chest right now. You hang out with the flowers, catch your breath. I legitimately was in such a state of panic, trying to, like, break through blocks, trying to switch to the shovel and climb back up. Yeah, you giggle. We need to figure out how to make a splash potion of health so we can make sure you're healed. I think somebody said that you heal automatically, but I don't trust that. You've taken so much damage in this series, come on inside. I'm gonna leave that glass open for a little while. I don't care if you go out. I don't honestly think you will. Come on, through here. Alright, Liberty, you sleep in the hallway for tonight, okay? If you want, you can go upstairs and look at the stars, but, oh, man. Is this what parents feel like all the time? Of course there are. Let's do this. Die. More of you. Die. Die. Where's your skeleton friend? Where'd you go? Did you fall down here? You did. Forget arrows. I want to do this myself. And apparently you do too. How did you get out here? Did I leave the doggy door open? Maybe there's a hole in the glass of the observatory that I just don't know about and I can't tell because it's clear? Alright, you're staying in the front room tonight, okay? I don't understand why she wouldn't just fly out. I mean, if she could get herself in there, unless maybe the current of the water was trapping her? Okay, well, here's what we're gonna do now. Anything that covers this is going to be raised by 1, so that there's always an air pocket. There we go. That was literally the most scary moment of the series for me. Like, no exaggeration, no hyperbole. That was the worst I've felt this entire time. But you should be okay now. And I have to get over to Insmooth. The Nether looks a bit hazier in the glow from all this lava, but otherwise more or less unchanged. I have to say, though, that haze does bring out the little motes of dust on the air. Really shows the fact that this is a place constantly aflame. And it's our best method of transit yet. There's guests about, I hear them. But I don't yet see them. Oh, there you are. Oh, and you're right beside the portal to Insmooth. Which means this is 100% necessary. Unless I somehow missed the giant target. Yep, there you go. Oh, that was surprisingly easy. Did you drop anything good? Just some gunpowder. Now, I know that they drop gas tiers, but I don't know what those actually do. Or at least I don't remember. Well, let's get through there. Hello, Insmooth. You're looking quite sunny and lively today. I guess you put your constant rain away for the arrival of the shaders. I really want to see, I brought some iron for this purpose, if the weaponsmith doesn't want to maybe buy some more. I think I'm going to be getting my tools exclusively from him from now on. And we are also going to want to head back to Dunwich at some point, because we do actually desperately need... Oh, you still won't buy more. Because we do actually desperately need more diamond armor, because we're actually out of diamonds, more or less. Not totally out, but we only have, like, 5 left after having such a huge surplus. This armor really cost us. Man, how long is it gonna be? 2 times per day. Feels like it's been a lot longer than that, but maybe it's only while you're loaded in? Here's our base camp. And we should probably try sleeping in order to reset our respawn point, but I'm now thinking, I've never actually done this before. Yeah, there's no structure surrounding this, so in the dark like this, doesn't that mean we could actually have an encounter, not even with the ghosts, but with hostile mobs while we sleep? Well, no matter, it seems like we made it just fine. And we'll be all that much closer if we die and have to make a dash back for our items. There is little creepier than hearing footsteps behind you in the dead end of an abandoned mineshaft you just explored. Actually, wait, I've just realized these are dripstone blocks. Does that mean that they could potentially go down onto something? They do. Okay. Well, I guess let's start stair tunneling our way. Look at that. That is actually a really deep cavern. It's not what we're here for, but hey, what's the point of coming here if not exploring, right? Oop, found some water as well. This time I did think to bring a potion of water breathing, but I would very much like to not use it if not entirely necessary. But there is an air pocket. In fact, this might even lead us straight up and out. We might have actually... Yeah, I think this is the narrow crevice we entered when we first discovered the cave. Very, very useful. We're discovering alternate methods of egress. This is not where I just came from. And this is not my footsteps that I just heard behind me. Oh, look at this. It actually is a bridge that transits through the cave system. Probably the one I was just trying to get into. Oh, Adventure Ho, look. It's like they were in the middle of building it, furthering my theory that they tunneled into something they maybe shouldn't have. Something which might potentially still be here? Oh, I bet there's wardens in here somewhere. All this dripstone, those caves have always led me to one. There's definitely a deep dark somewhere here. That's a different sound from any I've heard before. But the generation doesn't usually place a torch just on the ground like that. This must be somewhere we've been before. Yes, I recognize this place. This is where all those mean poisonous spiders were. Unfortunately, I did not have the foresight to bring with me a bucket of milk. But yeah, that sound was very weird. One of you told me in the comments for the previous part that there's actually a sort of invisible fear level that the game uses to track you and decide whether or not to play those sounds. And that made it occur to me, when I'm walking around with a torch in my offhand, doesn't the game see that as me just kind of walking around in the dark mechanically? I may actually be putting myself in greater danger by doing this. I think the only thing that's protecting me right now is the fact that mobs have to spawn a certain distance away from you. But down here, that doesn't mean very much. Tell you what, let's MacGyver this thing up. Let's take 4 U's, right? Make you into a workbench, okay. Put this here and make ourselves a sword. And now, without any cost to us, we can start chopping through some of these cobwebs. There we go. And already this bears fruit, opening up a new path without having to fight through that deep tangle web. I hear company. There you go. You trying to be spooky and slick going around that corner like that? Well, I got ye. Hee hee. Okay, let's just deal with that as quickly as we can. Oh, you were slick in the end. Well, you weren't slick. I was just easily distracted. Goodbye. Now, what do we get? Ooh, a Silk Touch Enchanted book. That's what we needed. All right, maybe we can apply that to one of our diamond pickaxes. I don't actually know how that works. Some more coal. Might as well take it, which gives us a full stack. More bones for bone meal. Good stuff. I think I'm actually going to start getting redstone torches and using them exclusively for marking my way. Because Herobrine will eventually knock down regular torches. However, it won't do so for redstone as far as I've seen. And we're immediately reimbursed for our sword. We get another, enchanted golden apple. Yeah, we definitely need to build a chest at our base camp, and Sweeping Edge 1, which isn't quite as useful. I think that might actually also only apply to swords, but maybe you can apply it to other things if you have a book. Huh, that's weird. These are just like a regular tree trunk, not chopped wood. And here's another spawner. Oh, you get away from me. I'm not afraid of you. You can't do enough damage to really kill me. I just have to push through this. Let's get through there, and from here you can be safely mined. Goodbye. Don't have time for the likes of you. These things are scarier than they are. They look worse than they are. You just have to get to that spawner and eliminate the threat. In that case, they're more of an annoyance than anything. That honestly jump-scared me. Yeah, there's definitely a bunch of unexplored caves just adjacent to this. These places are always so full of rewards, but so much danger. And even if I do die close by, there's so much potential to never find my stuff again. Oh, you're not gonna like this, are you? Boom. Your symbol, now used to mark my territory. How do you like that? And now that we've cannibalized enough of this mine shaft, we can build our own chest for all the cool but not needed on me right now stuff. And we can start disposing of all of our valuables. What I really want to find is that area from before. The area that had that chest all laid out in the light like a perfect trap. Oh, they're trying to pull a sneaky on me, are they? Oh, that is like some Roadrunner Wile E. Coyote shenanigans, and they all break the instant I do that. Is this it? Here we go. Let's start going this way and see where this takes us. Now, we already looted all these chests for all the best stuff, but now we can come back for seconds and grab the things we had to make the hard choice to leave behind before, and return to the locations we had to make the hard choice not to explore. Oh, this is cool. It's like this thing is so interwoven with the cave, but they never made the decision to work with it. Through it when needed, but never following it to see where it would go. And there goes our old diamond pick. Say hello to our new Ultra Giga Chad one. You can't have it. Was that the sound of a minecart shuffling down the tracks? I don't think I've ever heard that before. That was really creepy. Like an echo of the past. I don't know if that's what it was supposed to be or if it was just a regular cave noise, but that's certainly how it came across in the moment. We have multiple full stacks of rail tracks, so we're definitely going to be automating travel to Insmooth very soon. And we find ourselves once more in the junction at the center of the cave. I really haven't been having much luck finding additional chests and things in the mineshaft itself, so I really think this is the next space we need to start exploring. The place where the miners of old stopped. We need to be bolder than they were. We need to seek the riches that they weren't brave enough to push forward and claim for themselves. Well, either they weren't brave enough, or something else decided they weren't going to be taking any more. But I think I'm willing to take it, whatever it is. I haven't figured out how to take you yet, but don't worry, my house is working on it. If we're to make this work, then we definitely need to set our sights on going deeper. Deeper into this cave, and hopefully to deeper riches, down to the levels where things like diamonds start spawning. Now, let's get a look at what's actually... Oh, man. It's always so much worse than I think it's going to be. I think this is going to be one of those instances where, rather than carve out a staircase, we need to just use another water elevator. Although I do appreciate the lava. And it looks like the mines might even continue all the way down there. I can't tell if there's something weird going on there, or if it's just reflections on water. It is. Water surrounding wood. Things like that certainly raise eyebrows, because that's not what you usually see down in a cave like this, especially this deep. Alright, let's come over here and drop our elevator. Holding down control so we fall as fast as we can, being very careful not to fall into the lava. Look at this. Mines down in a deep slate cavern. Maybe the villagers of old, the ancestors of Insmooth, maybe they weren't as cowardly as I thought. I clearly have severe trust issues with this game now, because the reflection of my pickaxe in the water, I thought it was a ghost standing behind me. I've been conditioned to fear the color blue. Oh, this looks so weird. Another name tag, I'll take it. Some of you told me how to correctly apply a name tag, but that's not what I'm worried about right now. What I'm really worried about is getting all this stuff out of here. Activator rails and detector rails. I don't know how to use this stuff, so I'm going to leave it for now. I will want some of that redstone neatly gathered for me, though. Yeah, this is the next place we have to be focusing our efforts, for sure. Gold. There's even levels below this. Oh, this is so cool. It's like the walls of the cavern itself actually make it appear that much darker. I think what's so weird about finding torches still burning down here is that, I don't know, it kind of makes it impossible to date the people who were here last. Were they here a millennia ago, or did I just miss them? A party that never returned recently enough to have known the villagers who inhabit the place now. It kind of feels like both and neither at the same time, and that's what makes it so unnerving. Just how cold are the footsteps I'm following in? Let's grab ourselves some more water so we can use it to spelunk ever deeper. I know I'd be a lot more likely to find more diamonds if I started mining these walls, but I'm 100% adventure-focused now. Or maybe I don't need to be. Wow. That's actually incredible timing. This thing just keeps winding ever downward. It's like every time I try to dig down to retrieve some kind of resource, I just tunnel into more and more of these mine shafts. I really need a much better way to go about this, because this, unfortunately, is just too dangerous. And I'm so far away from being able to get back out of here. I'm so focused on exploration that I'm not taking the time to really mark my path, to make sure I can find my way out. But that's the allure of these things. It's like a siren, calling you to your own doom. No matter how deep the mine shafts go, the caves are always deeper. Look. Even here, there's subterranean life. Subterranean life underwater, might I add. Oh, the biology of this is so fascinating, but... is that what I think it is? Yeah. As I expected, even if we had to come all this way to find it, this place does have deep dark. It's also kind of disturbing now that I think about it. We haven't seen very many mobs at all down here. And, you know, I've been walking around in this dark space for a while now. I'm already at over 90 minutes recording. And I just haven't seen too many. I'm hearing them all over. Yep, here we are. I knew it had to be here somewhere. Look at that. It's like looking downward in the deepest depths of a cave and somehow coming upon a starry night sky. It's beautiful until you remember the danger that it represents. Well, we'll have to put a pin in this. I am already pushing my luck so unbelievably hard, and I think it's time I take my leave. If I can find the way out. I am such an idiot, but let's push our luck just a little bit more and explore this. We won't get close to any of this stuff. We will just sneak around and see what we can see. Because I'm told that one of these things will hold some reward for exploration. This goes pretty deep, even under the lava. And there's nothing to actually call the warden in. But it's just another cave. And it leads to a whole bunch of crazy monsters. Hang on. Oops. Go away. Go away. Please, sir. Thank you. I'm gonna win this gunfight. Thank you. You're here as well, even down here. Even in the deepest depths we've yet reached. And you're eager to show off just what you can do. I don't believe we've seen anything like this before. But you know what? I feel like the power struggle has really begun. We're starting to understand each other more, and as a result, we're starting to push each other's buttons more. Ooh, more diamonds? We figured out what makes each other tick. And for that reason, this is going to continue escalating as far as it can possibly go. We are all in now. Look at all of this. I know where my fortune lies. And so do you. Isn't it cool how I didn't get jump scared by that? I really, really should have, because that setup was perfect. And we're finding more and more of those redstone torches. I shouldn't forget whose world I'm in. Not redstone torches, it's spider. I don't really feel like I need the rails for anything, so I'm gonna leave those here. And let's start taking our leave. We have a long, long way to go. And the red torch means we've reached our destination, and the bed tells us that it is daylight. We can afford to leave a bunch of our more minor materials here. Let's just complete that stack of cobbled deep slate, because we do want more of that for crafting. And I think we came away with some pretty cool stuff. I hear cows, which I think means we are finally almost back in touch with reality. Reality being the surface world, but we can't quite make the connection. I can't see how to get just that little bit higher. We must be in the side of the mountain. Looks very much like daylight. Here we are. Oh, feel that on our face. And there is Insmooth. You know, it really has spawned in a pretty spot. A nice port city on a peninsula, actually, in the middle of a river, or rather right where that river meets the ocean. Might still be early morning, or maybe late at night. No, I think the sun is actually setting. We should get moving. Okay, Mr. Toolsmith. Now... Toolsmith? Anyone? Where did you all go? All the doors are wide open. Okay, there's somebody. I was gonna say, that was creepy. That was like some Omega Man stuff happening right there. I was stuck down in the dark for so long. If I had come up and found no one... the moon is looking mighty strange tonight. There you are. You're a long way from where I usually find you. Just checking out the components in the Nether portal? Yeah, I agree. It's fascinating stuff, but you still will not take it. Villagers restock up to 2 times per day. Well, it's been a lot of days. Tell you what if I just sell you a whole bunch of coal? That's practically worthless right now. Not really worth it. Hello? Sir, I do not advise you hanging out in this location. Oh. Are you some kind of demonic cleric? Somebody who makes it their business to observe the doings of the Nether? And perhaps do its bidding, bringing its will into our world? Well, I'm not one to insult someone's career path, but I gotta say, I feel like there's better things a villager could be doing with their time. Meanwhile, I am going to start making inventory space by constructing at least the beginnings of this branch of the Trans-Nether rail system. Might as well do it on my way back. Since I find myself in need of some netherrack... Oh wow, it just absolutely shreds through the landscape. Look at that. Even with our Unbreaking 3, I don't feel like it's worth wearing it down too much on this. Look, almost a full stack, like, instantly. Seems we actually came away with just about the right amount of rail to get us where we were going. Now it's just going to be a matter of coming back later and setting up the redstone setup, but that can all be done off-screen. One thing I really like about Minecraft in general is how, when you first discover something, it's a whole difficult process to get there. And over time, as you do all these projects to try and make things easier for yourself, you come into all these situations where what was once this grand adventure, what might as well have been the surface of the moon, becomes basically your morning commute. I just think it's really cool how, because you have the ability to shift blocks to your desire, because you have so many systems that allow you to get creative and technical, you really allow yourself the ability to engineer your world. And I know I talked about that a lot in the beginning, but it's really becoming apparent as things become more complicated, as the need drives invention. And once again, that door is open. When's the last time I was even here? Liberty, I'm home. Where are you? I need to hear that giggle. Oh, there you are. I'll be honest, like, it's never been a concern before, but just because of what happened earlier, I was honestly, like, half expecting to come in here and just see, like, some XP bubbles on the floor. I believe I've sufficiently child-proofed this thing. I mean, I guess it'll be okay as long as I'm here, but you should be able to surface now, right? I know you're willing to dunk under the water, but I should also probably even this out somewhat so that you don't get stuck. I just love the way the shader pack captures the morning glow. Oh, I don't know if I've actually told you what the shader pack is. It's a BSL. For those who might want to look it up on your own, I've changed a couple of options. I don't know yet how this is going to perform. I mean, it works fine for me, but I don't know how it'll look on OBS. It might be dropping frames for all I know. we are going to start doing a little bit more potion science. Just put away a whole bunch of these glass bottles that I just made, except for 3. Because I do have an idea, and I think it's something I remember from my previous playthrough. So let's put you guys in. We're going to need a little drop of nether wart, which we now have tons of, in order to make you into an awkward potion, I think. Yes, there we go. And now, if we try placing... Oh, we can't place a carrot. For some reason, I thought that placing a carrot would actually turn it into a night vision potion. Were you ever told that as a kid? I was told as a kid that if you ate carrots, it would make your night vision really, really good. And so I had a bag of them that I got from the fridge, and I was just sitting in my dark room, just shoveling them into my mouth. Never noticed anything. Such a lie. Parents got me to eat healthy. Maybe a spider eye? Even if this doesn't do what I want it to, it's good to do the science and figure out what does what, don't you think? Poison. Well, that's not quite what I wanted, although it is good to have in the old stockpile. Guess I'll just eat this carrot then. Just working on a nice little construction project here, a bit of home improvement, and something that one of you actually suggested. Yeah, go away, this doesn't concern you. Yeah, we really need to repair this shovel. Actually, I've been thinking, it's actually probably high time we upgraded our bow. I've just kind of been thoughtlessly using the same one for this entire time. That Enderman, the way he just strolled out from behind the tree with his glowing eyes. Oh man, but I really do need to re-enchant this bow. We can get power 3, certainly something that I want, and punch 1. I don't know what that does. Maybe it knocks enemies back? Actually, wait. While it's still night, that is a massive safety hazard in the middle of my house. Let's... Oh... That's almost gotta be intentional. I noticed that it's a clear night. The moon actually looks sort of normal for a change. I go up to the observatory to observe it, and right at that moment, the fog sets in, and it begins raining. When we look out from this way, it almost looks like the front of a boat sailing off into uncharted waters. For the first time in probably years, I'm going to build myself some ladders, because we're going to need those momentarily. Some of you can probably already start to see where it is I'm going with this. Just a few more trips down to the water. Liberty, you really do like to push it, don't you? Well, I guess it's doing work now. Quick question, though. Can you actually get out of there? Like, will you try to navigate out? You don't seem to be doing that. Maybe I'll have to extend it just a little bit further. There you go. I try to be safe, and you just keep on pushing my limits. It's like you know how much I care about you, and you just enjoy watching me squirm. Well, let's see if this works. You should now be able to travel anywhere in the place. I don't know if you'll actually submerge yourself fully, but you should now have free reign to go from here through the hallway and all the way through to the front room. Whether you'll actually use it remains to be seen, but worst case, we now have our own secret escape hatch. Liberty likes playing with the holes I punched for this. Let's just patch that right up. Okay, I've been doing some reading, and apparently if we want to create a splash potion of healing, we can get a bunch of these, and we will be taking one more for Liberty, In order to do that, we're going to have to go upstairs and get some gunpowder. Wow, Justice is literally more interested in jumping up and out of the water than in swimming down and using these pipes. You seem to be dripping honey. Are you ready for harvest yet? Let's light this thing. The smoke will start rising up. That should neutralize the bees. And boop. Oh, we do get some. Cool. Which means our candle factory is about to be well underway. But we still want you guys producing. Some of you guys informed me that in order for this to work, we actually need to not cover the front of the box with the hole right here. That's why they weren't able to get out earlier and why they left when we opened this up. So I think instead of expanding in this direction like we had done, we will instead expand over here and build one of yous. And of course we're going to want a campfire for under here as well. Oh wow, I've just realized you can actually see the potions you have on the brewing stand. Well, if we place this here, this should make you into a splash potion. I love how there's so many uses for so many of the materials in the game now. Alright, Liberty, time to take your medicine. Gonna need you to stand real still, and boop! I don't know if that did anything. If you do have health regeneration, you might already be at full health. Can I breed you with these things? Oh, I can. Excellent, and now we have Little Bee, and the farm is underway. Which reminds me, I should actually probably start... Yeah, I can't tell if those are footsteps or you guys. I should probably start growing some melons. Oh, hello? There's another sign up there. Did you try to spook me while I was in the observatorium and you didn't even get me to look at you? You just seem desperate for attention at this point. No, I'm not quite sure how these things work. I think they're more or less like pumpkins, but they need to be in places like this near water in order to grow. So we'll see how that does. What say you, bone meal? Oh, it will actually work. Excellent. Oh, and we get some watermelon right away. Excellent. Oh, I love watermelon. Liberty, I'm feeling a little bit paranoid, so I had the rest of these made into splash potions. So, oh, come on, it's time to take your medicine. Liberty, don't run away from me. I would just hate for you to actually be low on health and me not even know it. Boom. If it was going to do anything, it just did it. Oh, look. I've just realized that with shaders, it's not just the trees and the grass, the crimson root, or whatever this stuff is called, the vines, actually sways about from the ceiling. This enhances so many things beyond just what you'd expect. Justice still not interested in the huge amount of freedom they've been given. I guess that little pit was more than enough. Oh, look at how Liberty still wants to hang out. You know, being in this large, but not too large throne room, a couple of friends just chilling out to some music, with this huge window watching the rainstorm and the waves roll by outside, this has actually kind of become the perfect base for a do-nothing rainy day. Unfortunately, I do have stuff to do, but at least they can enjoy it. I really can't believe that everything we've done so far has all been on the powder from one blaze rod. Which means that with the stockpile we have, we can do this for a long time. I'm not really too worried about it right now. But we now have an awkward potion, and I learned from reading, it's actually a golden carrot that will give us the night vision effects. I guess that's what I was doing wrong as a kid. I should have been eating carrots dipped in gold. Now, if only the economic situation had allowed for that. And we have potions of night vision. The only thing we're going to want to do is drop in some redstone dust so that we can extend the amount of time it lasts for. 3 8-minute night vision potions, and we are good to go. Howdy. Did it deflect back at me? It is. It's even facing me when it comes back. Confirmed. You're actually impossible to hit. Okay. Add that to the test log. This SCP science experiment. Now, getting up here is going to be a little bit of a challenge. Okay, so that will light all of that going all the way up, so that should be fine. Man, there's just so much verticality to this. To make the most efficient use of this, I'm actually leveling out as much ground as I can. And this is just going to have to do. Oh, you guys told me this a while ago, but I've just been forgetting to try it. You said to set the soul sand and soul soil on fire. And not only has that caused some blue fire, it's also actually changed the entire ambiance of the area. There's like a cool fog that's settled over this whole region. I'm not quite sure what the purpose of this is, but it must do something, right? Well, let's go see what Insmooth is up to. I want to see if maybe that villager won't take some iron now. Oh, it's the middle of the night. I always forget that time actually passes normally in the overworld while you're in the Nether. What have you got for me still? Unbelievable. I've heard that you'll only restock at a certain time of day and only in front of your bench, is that correct? So maybe if I just hang around here for a while, you'll do what I need you to? I suppose while we're here, we might as well see if it works, right? Off we go. Now, every upward slope is more or less all powered rail, so hopefully this will work. But it's got a lot of uphill that it needs to do. But it does seem to work just fine. We probably even used a little more than we needed to. That's okay, we have tons and tons of gold and redstone. And I am happy with that. Let's try selling some gold to the old Dunwich cleric. And now you will actually sell us ender pearls. And I don't know what a suit is, but apparently you'll also trade us for those as well. You know what I just realized? It's been a little while since we checked up on nether sheep. Oh, I hope they didn't fall. Nether sheep. Wait. Saw some white, I thought. No. Oh, there you are! Oh, there you are, nether sheep. Chilling out under the old rail system, are you? Oh, I'm glad to see you're exploring this place to its fullest. You seem to have even made some friends. Ah, you've learned to climb the dangly red ropes that cross this place? Learned to hide in the trees like ghastly anemones. Anemones. Look, you got the point. You made it. You're actually native to the Nether now, just like we always talked about. I see you made friends with the local juniors. Just stay away from my minecarts, will you? It's like a Disney ride. Getting real tired of you, but I will admit that was a new angle, this time you looking up at me rather than down from the rooftops. I just really wish this villager would restock. I'm literally just stalking this guy, waiting for the time when he'll go in front of his workbench and restock. I'm pretty sure that's what I read is what happens. At a certain point of the day, they'll go and do their work at their designated tool spot. But this guy just keeps trolling me by not going inside, going everywhere but inside, in fact. And I don't want to reset it and see if he'll do it because I'm worried then that'll reset his levels. There you go. There you go. I'm going to wait for you to finish work just out of an overabundance of caution. Oh, are you done? No? He doesn't like me watching him work. Ah, you will finally take more. Excellent. So you couple those. And you should be leveling up now, right? So what do you have now? You will give a diamond pickaxe with efficiency 1 and unbreaking 1. Which isn't great, but by itself alone, it's worth it for the repairs. This effectively means that we have infinite diamond shovels and pickaxes. Here, you might as well take the rest of this stack until you will not take any more. There we go. I'm just gonna... I see it every time I come by, and I'm just gonna make it not a thing before it becomes a thing. Because it's one of those things where you pass it every day, it's easy to avoid, but you just know that one of these days... Let's shoot ourselves back, because this whole Trans-Nether rail system thing never gets old. I think it's especially cool because I know what it used to be like to row all the way out to Insmooth. I know what it used to be like to hike all the way out to Dunwich. And so being able to just do this and skip that entire thing in a few seconds, entirely due to something I built, well, that's really cool. I don't even have to leave the car. There go the bees, happily pollinating away. Now what does this sign actually say? I'm watching. Ooh, look. You even did the 3 periods to indicate that your voice is trailing off ominously. Well, speak to me if you want me to know what your voice sounds like. Quite conspicuously, I haven't seen the horror of the previous episode in some time. It's actually weird. It seems like certain ghosts actually target you for a period of time. You look like you're already ready to go! Ow! Okay, that's... Oh, I used the flint and steel instead of the shears. Okay, that one might have been my bad. Thank you. I believe this means we can now make our very first candles. Cool. Beekeeping by sunset. What could be more relaxing than this? Can we maybe use the dyes with... Yes. Okay, we definitely want to get some of these red candles going. I believe they can be placed in clusters, can't they? Liberty, look, we got candles. Can we flip this around? Oh well, that's fine by me. And I'm told that if we light these, you won't be able to injure yourself on them. There we go. There, now you can be close to your favorite thing. Fire. Now, what goodies can we get? Respiration 3? Or Aqua Affinity? Well, see, the thing is, we don't need Respiration because we have underwater breathing potions. Aqua Affinity is actually much more universally useful, but we won't get anything additional for it. I think we just do that and add on to it later. And with this, we are officially rocking a suit of full diamond armor. And I feel pretty cool right about now. Although, sadly, it doesn't have that laundry list of cool secondary effects that the iron armor had. There's a sign on the other part of the roof, too. Actually, you know what I'm starting to realize? I think there might actually be something to the idea that they like to spawn on rooftops. I mean, it makes sense. They would want to spawn someplace that's above you, looking down, able to run away and hide at a moment's notice. These things are actually spawning on the roof far more often than I realize. And you're watching on this side, too. I guess you wanted me to know that you have coverage? Kind of like AT&T. Here it is. We've identified the leak. Here we are. Quite conspicuously, none of these have actually started to light yet. Which actually sort of makes me wonder if maybe the game doesn't consider this to be part of my house. Because I had theorized that Herobrine doesn't actually light the blocks on fire. I thought that maybe that's actually just an attempt at burning the house down, and those are the only blocks that are flammable. Haven't actually seen anything to refute that idea yet, and this, if anything, enforces it, but sort of brings in some confusing ideas about what actually constitutes my house. It's nighttime, and I think now would be a pretty good time to try once more to stare directly at the moon from the safety of our observatorium. Actually, if this does do something, I have no idea if it'll be true with the glass in the way. But that big bright eye in the sky doesn't know we have the ability to stare right back. If something were to appear in front of me right now, I would have an absolute heart attack and die right here in my chair. Oh, of course you're back. Yep. You're not alone. And you're not original. You know, a couple episodes ago, I was making a joke. I didn't realize that roofing ghosts were actually a thing. Justice, where'd you go? You're finally deciding to sort of chill down there, huh? Oh, wait, are you actually stuck? Are you not able to get out of there? Hang on. There you go. Yeah, you might not actually be able to deal with that. And I think clay is physics, isn't it? If I remove this, will you be able to... I don't know. I don't know if that'll make things worse. Yep, watch them all burn. That's one other great use for this place. Man, that tower that I built early on in the series is just so creepy to me every time I look at it. Especially since it turned blue, which has rapidly become my least favorite color. And that's why. Oh, you look like you're either disintegrating on the level of the model, or you're covered in that stuff from down in the deep dark. And you've decided to leave without so much as a parting gift in the form of a sign, right? Yeah, they've made it clear that they are not afraid of this observatorium. However, I do want to do one more construction onto this place before we end this part. And I think here will be the perfect place to do it. Hello, who are you? Hang on, let me through. Okay, you must be outside of the containment chamber. I just grabbed all my emeralds from the chest because I'm like, oh, it's like the ice cream man. Where are you, Mr. Schrader? It sounded like you were maybe even taking some damage there. I haven't seen you in many moons. And as before, you do not actually have all that much of use. Well, tell you what, I'll buy one of these things from you to see if it unlocks any additional crafting recipes. Does it? Not really. Do you level up? Or perhaps bring friends with you? You're walking away. You're getting real defensive at the question. No, you don't level up. You are actually not all that useful. This is even the same inventory from when you were here earlier. I saw you there. Even in broad daylight, you're still watching me. Well, I'm working on something for you. Don't you worry. Was that the traitor? God, there's this weird thing where I seem to be able to hear it from all over the containment unit. Oh no, am I actually spawning mobs indoors? I am. I'm gonna have to end this. Yeah, wow, it's an entire convention every time I come down here. Oh yeah, you invisible it up traitor. I can hear you drinking your invisibility potion out there. Meanwhile, I'm in here fighting monsters inside my own house every single night. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to do something about this. That is more than a little bit disturbing. That's almost like finding out that for some time somebody's been talking to your kid through their bedroom window. What are you doing? Not even looking at me, but spying on the throne room. Spying on liberty and justice. I suppose the best case scenario is that he's admiring the new portrait, but somehow I don't think that's the best angle. Freshly completed in the newly dug basement of the containment unit. Say hello to the parallel containment unit. Architecturally, it's identical to the one upstairs. However, all of its walls are made of glass. And this one actually is inspired by 13 Ghosts. I just rewatched that movie the other night. The idea here is that obviously it would be easier when going through here to see if it actually appears behind us in one of the rooms. Now, before I wouldn't have assumed that this would work, but ever since we built the observatorium, it seems that the ghosts are perfectly fine to watch us from behind glass. Now, I'm not actually sure if these glass units have to be sealed in order for it to have that level of confidence, so maybe I will come down here later and try to put some doors in. But for now, this works more or less the same way as before. The only thing is, I hear you walking around up there. I know you're aware of this. The only thing is, I think that maybe it would be a good idea to expand this even further, just to give more opportunities for it to appear. Man, how fun was the 13 Ghosts remake? I actually remember there was a bonus feature on the DVD that went into the backstory of each of the ghosts, and that thing was a lot scarier than the actual movie. We made a lot of improvements to our home, as well as to our relations with the villagers, and our knowledge of the mines below that village. And we've certainly done a good job of going through our stocks of glass, haven't we? Once again, thank you to Golden Knight Production for this awesome Liberty portrait. And I have to say, I once again find myself not entirely sure what to do next. I mean, of course I'm going to want to go back down into that mine shaft and explore the deep slate version of things. Never seen one that deep down before, but surely the loot has got to be amazing, and I know I only scratched the surface of what's there. However, I'm also looking for ideas for what I can do with this base still. Ways I can improve on the things we've learned, the new abilities that the ghosts have as of this update, and how I can continue to exploit their newfound love of glass. I guess for now, I'll just have to keep trying these things until I can get a bite. I'm not sure why the moon looks so different on some nights from others. But it is just going to be a lot of trial and error. I had to walk around for a long time, even in the first containment unit, before I had a sighting. And it's still yet to interact with the redstone, the netherrack. But I have to say, some of the most nerve-wracking moments for me now are walking around in these things, just knowing that sooner or later I might turn around and catch someone staring over my shoulder. But there's more to it than that. I find that the more I add these areas, even if I do try to keep them sealed off from the rest of the house, it does make me sleep just a little bit less soundly, just knowing that all of this is here. In a way, it almost makes the rest of my house just seem like the front office at a prison. It actually kind of makes the bed feel like the safest space in the house. Mainly because the room is enclosed, and that enclosed room has an even more enclosed space surrounded by flames. Flames acting almost as a blanket to keep away the horrors. Even though, as of last episode, we know for a fact that won't actually do anything. And that's the way of all this. Because we understand it so little, I can do all these things in an effort to make myself feel in control, but at the end of the day, I can only speculate as to its actual effectiveness. For all I know, all of this, every time I think I've got it, is just the spirits humoring me, or even just taunting me. And I'm starting to feel like it's more of the latter. But if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to download this mod for yourself, that link will also be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.